Okay, welcome back class. I'm going to be showing you in this video how to create win and loss screens as well as a level 2. So this is a pretty basic and easy tutorial. What I need you to do to start off is to click on your backdrops. So if you click on underneath in the stage palette here, you can see your backdrop, and I want you to go to backdrop with a little paintbrush here. So you should only have one background. I have another background that was kind of the original empty background. I'm just going to delete that. And I have my background here called XY grid. So the first thing I'm going to do, just for ease of use, is I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call it level 1. Level 1. Okay. That's all we're going to do with this one. Then I'm going to duplicate it. So I'm going to right click on it, hit duplicate. And because we've been in the vector editing format, I can actually select the square that I made on this one. And just for the sake of knowing when level 2 has started, I'm just going to drag this square. It's going to be a little bit bigger. It's going to take up a little bit more of the room. So that allows me to know that level 2 is going to be different. So it automatically notices that I had level here, and it changes that to level 2. We're also going to now make a win and a loss screen. This is pretty simple. Right click again. Actually, let's make these splash screens so that we are a little bit more consistent. Let's choose a backdrop. And I'm going to go with stars. Again, I can convert it to vector, which is really important. Go text. And let's go with the pixel text with a greenish, a green looking pixel text. So I'll say you win. Oops. You win. Exclamation mark. Click on it. Let's make it big. You win. Okay. Now we're going to duplicate this background in our text. You lose. Make sure that's centered. And let's go click on the first one. Let's call it win in the costume title name and lose. Okay. So now we're set up for 2 levels and a win and a loss screen. So let's take a look in the code. First thing we want to do is we want to make sure we always start on level 1. So when the game starts, we've got our point set to 0, alive set to 3, and we are also going to switch our backdrop to level 1, which is very important. Then we are going to add a level 2 control. So we're going to go down to control. We're going to wait until we've got that little blank area. We need an operator. Wait until equals operator and variables. So right now we don't have a levels variable. We can make a level variable. Variable, level. Okay. In this case, we're going to use points to actually change our level. So I'm going to grab my points variable and say points equals 4, because we got 4 donuts. And then we're going to do a switch backdrop to lose. Not lose, to level 2. And we are also going to add another control element. We're going to add a variable. We're going to change level by 1. And we also need to, if we're going to be changing levels, we need to set our level every time, right? So we're going to set the level at the beginning to 1. So you can see right now, we have, if I click this, 0.0, lives 3, level 1. Level isn't actually a super necessary variable to be showing, so we can just click that little checkbox by it and remove it. So Wait until points equals 4, switch backdrop to level 2, change level by 1. So let's give this a little test. Crap. Okay, level 2 worked. Let's get killed here. Okay. Right now, he just kind of goes to 0 lives. Oh no, now he's at -1. So, we need something that's going to happen when his lives equals 0. So, what we're going to do is we're going into Scratch's brain, and we're going to say, let's create an event when game starts, and I control, and we're going to forever check if and a then statement. Remember, we always, for things that we're doing sensing, you want to forever check if then lives equals 0, right? So operator and then variable of lives equals 0. We're going to go to looks. We're going to hide him permanently. And we are going to switch the backdrop to lose. Okay, let's try that. 1, 1, oh, you lose. And we're also going to do a broadcast. So broadcast is just a message you send out to all the different sprites. So we're going to go to broadcast. We're going to broadcast. This is the broadcast here in events. And we're going to click on broadcast, new message called lose. And we're going to add a little script to some of these other ones that will apply when lose happens. So let's go to the bats. When I receive lose, and we're just going to say hide. Same for bat 2. Hide, and probably just drag this to each of the donuts. Yep. Okay. So that looks about right. And we're going to do one little sort of repetition here on the donuts for a bit of code so that the donuts show up in level 2. We are going to go, when I receive lose hide, we're going to add one more bit of code. When game starts, we're going to go to control, and we're going to just do a wait until operators level, because we want it to be a level 2 sensing. So we're going to do level equals 2, not 20, 2. And just a quick look. It says show. This is going to basically allow the donuts to reappear when it is level 2. So let's just click, drag, click, drag, click, and drag. Okay, it's showing up in all of those. And give me 1 second here. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is get our windscreen working properly. So let's give this a little test here, just to make sure things are going right. Oh, looks like our bats aren't showing up. They need to have a show on start. So go into there, when clicked, looks, and show. Because we want them to show every time the game starts. And we're going to put the show tag in there. That's one of those little bugs that you run into. If you've forgotten to put a necessary little bit of code in your game, it might not work. You got to troubleshoot it. What is the behavior you're wanting? Okay. Okay, so we can get all of the donuts. So what we want to do is for Scratch, So if lives equals 0, well, let's add an if points. If equals variable points equals 8, because the donuts show up twice, then we will also do a hide. So very, very similar. Hide, switch backdrop. Where is that switch backdrop? Switch backdrop to win. And we are going to add an event broadcast. New message, win. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing as last time. So let's get these bats going. When I receive win, we will once again hide, because you want to have all of these things disappear when you win. Donut, 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 donut. Just make sure they arrived in there when I see win. Da, 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 da. Okay. Where is Scratch? Oh, Scratch is way down there in the bottom. Okay. Go get these things. Okay. And you win. Awesome. So now we have a win screen, a loss screen, and a level 2 screen. Now, if you want to get a little bit more complicated, we can do a few things here. We can add a respawn point for Scratch when lives, or when the level goes to 2, but for now this is going to give you the basics of switching levels and win and loss screens.